idea contains a constructive critique of the stages developed by Kohlberg, proposed by Kohlberg Gilligan. You will learn about the differences in moral judgment between men and women. While listening, pay attention to the reasons for these differences. Kohlberg's idea is criticized by his own student, Kohlberg Gilligan, born 1936. She criticized Kohlberg's generalized observation of the development of morality on the basis how men think and how men come to ethical conclusions. Gilligan decided to give the voice to women by differentiating two voices of morality. The masculine voice is similar to that of Kohlberg. It's logical and individualistic and is oriented towards protecting rights and justice. The missing feminine voice is different. It's emotional and care and need-oriented. A woman's voice is focused on the protection of interpersonal relationships and taking care of others. Gilligan did not replace the masculine voice with the feminine one, but she created the androgynous model in which she tries to combine the feminine and masculine voice. The two voices are connected very strong with the sense of identity. The man's identity, the me of man, is characterized by separation, emphasizing the particular position that he has in the society. Boys playing try to establish hierarchy, perfection, whereas girls create more network structures because each relation is different, like the colors, and there can't be a fixed place in a hierarchy. There are differences in deciding what is wrong and what is good. Men tend to see it from the position in the hierarchy. It is rather fixed justice morality, whereas women consider various points of view, context, needs of persons, and most of all relation. It is a flexible, caring morality in which responsibility and bonding are crucial. As a consequence, a threatening situation for men is intimacy in which they may feel overrun, losing independence, separation, or be humiliated by refusal, losing the position in the hierarchy. And for women, competition is threatening because by winning, they may risk a relationship. Consequently, the stages of moral development are different for men and women. Men rise on the levels of moral development by refraining from own interest and a wish to be first, and starting to consider the interest of others. So the progress is one of not doing and squeezing emotions which may have a negative impact on the sense of justice. Women, on the contrary, rise on the levels by being and doing more for others, growing in responsibility for a greater range of people. Emotions help women in this approach. But are men and women really so different in their ethical decision-making, in their understanding of morality? Current researchers in this field made fewer differences than Gilligan observes. Why it is so? Gilligan lived in a period in society where most women worked at home, in a net of relations where recognition of different needs is fundamental for peace, while men worked outside where hierarchical structure and strict rules permitted an order and focus on tasks. Because society is changing and men and women have increasingly similar experiences at home, at work, the two voices of morality seem to merge. How? Men learn women's voice in their relations at home, and women bring the voice into companies where the hierarchical management styles seem to flatten. And the role of managers is not so autocratic, but changed to that of the coach. Maybe many of the difference we owe to experiences we have. But even now, the distribution of certain gendered attitudes shows significant differences by men and women. So in summary, Gilligan, criticizing Kohlberg, showed that there's more than one man voice of morality, but another one, woman's voice. Probably these differences are partially explained by various experiences of men and women. Therefore, we should speak more about an androgynous voice of morality and rewrite Kohlberg's stages of moral development, considering the woman's voice. In other words, justice morality had to be complemented by caring morality.